Hello! It's the first segment of Cooking for Mrs. Waterman. This is Robbie Waterman. I'm cooking for her. This is the mother of a friend of mine who is overseas and has been for some time. And hello, Ken, by the way, if you're gonna watch this overseas. I'm gonna be making some poached fish in a sort of tomato Mediterranean kind of style broth with quite a lot of butter. I hope you're all right with that.
That's all right.
Yeah, no, I promise you. I'm just trying to make something really good. You know?
Tasty's good.
So I've got some ling fish here. I've oiled it up. That's going to be the star of the dish here. But I'm going to use some Mediterranean flavors. I'm going to use some olives, preserved lemon, capers, all kinds of things. Yeah.
Sounds yummy.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell it like it is. I feel a little bit weird about doing a cooking show because I think most of cooking television is filled with wank, but I do love to cook, so mostly I'm gonna try to make it delicious for you, Mrs. Waterman.
Thank you.
Yes.
But Sean, please call me Robbie.
Easy. I'm gonna put some really lovely olive oil from Primo Estate. Thyme, rosemary. I'm gonna get those in first with the garlic. Try to infuse those flavors. You know, I swear by kiwi knives. Cheap knives you can buy in any Asian supermarket,
Yeah.
right? Unless on a regular basis you're cutting sashimi, there's no reason to have fancy knives. This will do anything. So in this pan right now, I've got the garlic that I've just chopped up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put the woody herbs in there while this pan is not very hot. So I'm trying to get those flavors into that oil. Main thing is, with most kind of cuisines, you do not want to color the garlic. All right.
Does that change the flavour?
If you give it a bit of brown, it gives it some kind of bitterness. At every step of cooking, I will put a little bit of salt. Okay.
See, I don't like putting too much salt in, but that's being an
I don't
older
like too
person.
much salt,
No,
but-
from back in the day.
I'm gonna put in some tomato paste. Cook off the tomato paste. It's always important to cook off tomato paste, whatever you're cooking.
I can't look.
All right, so I'm putting the shallots in here. That's maybe a little bit too much, actually. I'm gonna put that aside. Use that later. For something or other. So speaking of oil, I'm going to add some butter now.
The good stuff.
While this is cooking. Yes, some good organic butter. I'm going to take a big handful because I'm really craving it right now. And I'm going to let that cook with the butter now. While that's cooking, I'm going to add the major spices. So this is sort of a Mediterranean-ish thing. It's my own thing. It's not a particular recipe. It doesn't come from anywhere. I'm adding a bit of smoked paprika at the moment. Not too much because I don't want it to be too smoky. Couple pinches of fennel powder. Just a little bit. I've worked with many stoves because I've had a career in cooking that's had me moving around jobs a lot. I tell you what, early on I got fired all the time because I'm unreliable. Anyway, so all right, so I got these spices in here.
That against you, Sean.
Thank you. You know, a lot of people come from those kind of places. Robbie, you know, I expected you to be louder, you know, based on my
Louder.
experience with your daughter, you know. So I expected
She does
you to
take
be...
after her father.
Oh, does she? Okay. Anyway, so right now I'm just getting some tomatoes ready. I've chosen a sweet tomato.
Baby Romas.
Yeah, similar.
Ish?
Yeah, they're type of cherry.
Tomatoes.
They just little, man. Shit.
Mm.
They ain't no big tomatoes. But they're sweet. If you're trying to cook something really nice, don't skimp. Buy nice butter, buy some organic butter, you know, nice shit. You know, you don't want to skimp. You can't buy the name brand bullshit, you know. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get these tomatoes in here. Some nice sweet tomatoes. And I want these tomatoes to be nice and cooked, you know, nice. And same with this fennel here. So I'm about to slice that up real thin. I'm only going to use about probably a quarter of this.
I'm new to fennel.
Fennel?
I've only discovered it in the last couple of years and I love it.
It is good. And you know what? I reckon that's going to be enough. It's going to add a very subtle aniseed kind of flavor to what we're doing here. Chuck this fennel in now. Just a little bit for that aniseedy flavor. And it's nice. Texturally, a little bit of veg in there. All right. Okay. I think I should probably add the wine now. Oh, no. First, capers. There we go. I'll call my firstborn child Corey, and then it'll be Coriander, son. So, enough anecdotes and childhood life stories and whatnot.
Yes.
I'm just slicing up some preserved lemon.
Now, is that very salty?
It's fairly salty. This one isn't exceptionally salty, but because of the olives and this, I'm not going to be adding too much salt to this dish.
For the next step, like you were saying each
Correct.
time you're going, no.
Yeah. Just a
So
little
it's in
bit
there.
I was adding just to help leach the flavors out. And there as is. There we go. Mix that around. I'm going to do it with my hand. So I'm going to
That's a
put
good
these
trick.
olives in here now. Perhaps not all of them. Not all of them. Oh dear. I really got to show my grandfather that one. All right. Okay, olives are in there. I'm also going to add a little bit of cinnamon. I've just added like a quarter of a teaspoon to this just to give it some depth.
It's a good spice,
Just
isn't
to
it?
try to, yeah, it is. It's very versatile, and people don't realize that. So,
That's good to know.
you know what? I've just seen the butter again. I'm just going to add some more anyway.
Just because you can.
Yeah, just because I can. And I'm also going to add the wine right now. So, with this particular dish, I'm going to add some very dry white wine. I'm using a fairly inexpensive Semillon because it's for cooking,
Yep.
but it makes sense to me. So I'm going to add a bit of that, quite a bit of that, and I'm going to let the rest of this simmer away.
Bubble up. Yes.
Yeah. You got the sweet, the sour, the salty, all the rest. The extra one, umami, it gives it that extra of umami. So, cheers, Robbie.
Cheers, Sean.
Yeah. All right. So, to finish the sauce, I'm gonna add some stock and a couple of herbs. I'll do that a bit later. I'll put the stock in now. I've got the lighter herbs that I'm gonna add later. That's going to be about it for the sauce, with a couple of bay leaves in there, and going to let that cook. I'm going to put the cap on for a little bit, give it some time, let the flavors infuse. That thank you very much. That was a word that somebody told me to use tonight. Anyway, I'll let that cook away for a while. And we'll come back. Come back to that. Great. All right, so I've got some potatoes here, some cocktail potatoes that I've just boiled, and I'm going to roast these off as an accompaniment to our poached fish. I've just covered them in some really lovely olive oil and a touch of garlic.
Ooh.
So I've got them in there at about 225. That's only going to take about 10, 15 minutes, you know, depending on your altitude and your concepts of time. Only things on there: garlic, salt, pepper, olive oil. Done. Beautiful.
Sounds good.
Now I'm going to take a capsicum and
Please.
slice it very thin. Normally I would include that last bit but for the purposes of time.
I like capsicums cut like that.
It is making food pretty rather than just delicious. Is you want enjoyment, you know, in your food. Thank you very much. So
Ooh.
these beans are just an accompaniment because I like in every meal I have for there to be balance nutritionally. This is very hot.
I would have tipped it
Please don't
myself.
try this at home. I'm just so cynical that I can't feel anything. I don't like grandma's beans, you know. But at the same time, I don't like undercooked beans. I think they're just right.
Yum. Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep. I'm gonna take the fish. I've used a ling fish here. I like ling fish. I think it's good for this. I was debating between ling fish, cod, and deep sea perch. For this dish, any white fish that will keep its form easily and poach nicely at a low temperature is good. All right, so the capsicum's almost cooked. I'm gonna put these in and try to immerse them a bit. I'm gonna finish off these green beans. To make them even fresher and nicer, I'm gonna add some parsley. Right? Boom. Be all right. Bit of olive oil, bit of salt, parsley, fresh garlic, fine. All right. So we got the green beans there. Just some roast potatoes. Boil them. Season them simply with salt, pepper, and garlic. And yeah, make this really Spanish meal. About 4 minutes, just simmering, and then turn it off for 2 or 3 minutes and just let it sit covered, and the residual heat will finish cooking the fish. Yeah, I'm gonna add some parsley to freshen it up. Okay, so let's just grab that. Oh, that's really beautifully cooked. Oh, that is so nice.
The smell is amazing.
I am really happy with how that's turned out. Honestly, that is beautiful. That is, and the sauce, oh.
You get all of the flavours
That is really
in the
perfect.
smell.
I'm actually so excited about eating this. Oh my god. So, pan Mediterranean poached fish in a tomato wine butter broth. Very rich, very flavorful. Side of roast potatoes, parsley, side of some green beans with some parsley. Even though green beans are out of season, I had to pay too much for it. You know, I thought it looked good on camera. And having a light Grenache red, very light with it, because it's too cold for a white wine, to tell you the truth.
It is a wintry night.
It is, very much so. And please. Make sure it's so white still. Oh, that's beautiful cooked. That is ideal right there.
That's stunning.
How's the wine?
Oh, that does look light. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Buon appetito.
Or in Espanol, buen appetito.
That also. Oh, actually, that's good with it.
Yeah, that's an ideal match. Really
That's
is.
very good. Oh.
All right.